So good, but so hot.
Done. Give me my coffee.
I know.
Seriously, always stealing my coffee.
Yeah.
Anyway, hi, welcome back to One Side of the Coin, our second show for today. We are back here at Heads or Tails Gaming, right?
This is the store this time. Don't worry.
We're at the actual store this time. So I'm your host, Steveo the Gamer. With me as always,
Mack Attack.
Yay! So yes, was an exciting day. We did not get to finish the full entire stream that we wanted to stream earlier today, due to an event or something that had happened. Yeah, blowing up again. Okay. So yeah, it kind of got finished early. We didn't get through all the content that we wanted to do, so we're doing a second one tonight to finish it up. Plus two, our Patreons have arrived, and of course, Mack Attack always loves doing hers live here on the show. So, yeah, so if you were able to tune in earlier today, we were doing the top 5 for each affiliation. I think we picked 6 for Phage, and we're going to be doing some honorable mentions for the top cards of Origins, the set that had just recently released from the Kickstarter. And we've actually had some opportunity to start utilizing these cards in gameplay, playing with them, discovering them, exploring, testing kind of thing within the community. And we're starting to break down, seeing what is really, really good, right? So we did start that stream earlier today. We got through Jalara, Bellum, Chaos, Axon, Thymos. Oh, we didn't get through Thymos. No, I said I wanted to save Thymos for one of the last. I think we're gonna do Phage last.
Yeah, because we had to rush through Chaos.
We kind of rushed through Chaos, so we're gonna backtrack a little bit and get through Chaos because this got finished. I know you're seeing it backwards, but yes, I finally. What upset is it? There we go. Yeah, get it up really close. Yeah, it's covered still because it's just freshly done. Yeah, so awesome. I love the artwork. We have to give a huge shout out to Bold and Bright Tattoos here in Brantford, one of the #1 tattoo shops in town. Yeah, it was such a great time. We had a great time. The staff was very friendly.
Other people there were actually
there was other people getting tattoos done. You can probably see in the background while we were streaming and whatnot.
They were really nice.
They were really nice, super nice atmosphere, very cleanly, very nice, great artwork that they do there. So Vic was the actual artist's name. So yeah, I owe it to Vic to the rest of my life for putting this on me. Finally, I've been wanting to get this Genesis tattooed on me. Everybody already knows I got the 5 affiliations, so I had to have something to match with it, right? To go with it. So now I got the actual logo for the game that I have such a huge giant passion for, right? So yeah.
I'm still waiting for my first one. We're not there yet.
Yeah, another year maybe, I think, or half a year, or September maybe. After September, we'll see, right?
Christmas gift.
Maybe. But anyway.
Most likely.
Yeah, so it was awesome. So let's get back into our discussion. Oh, I wanted to backtrack a little bit. Do you have?
No.
You didn't pull it. Okay, so the last card that we had left off on that was Emergent Worm, I think, which was the last card that we had picked for Chaos. Yes, super good card. Swift Beckon, okay, which we don't see a lot of Swift. We don't have a lot of Swift Beckons in the game. Very few of them. However, so beckoning a summon at Swift speed is amazing, right? It is amazing, right? So usually something goes along with that Swift Beckon. So if you take a look at the Chrono Walker, you switch spots with it. Everything targeting you now targets the Chrono Walker, which makes it probably by far one of the best cards in the game. However, this one here has a little bit of a twist, right? So has that a limbs awareness side to side, like we had mentioned before, but it has a triggered effect. So at the quick beckon, when it enters the arena, it deals 3 damage to a target in its awareness, right? So you want to be in a position where you're going to make that effective and be able to summon it to strike something on its on its flank. However, with Bazin, right, one of the new champions who has the ability to summon anywhere around him, right? So you can actually summon on the angles. You can drop in. Bazin has access to him because he's chaos. You're able to summon him on the angle. You're going to be able to hit a target in its awareness, doing that 3 damage, right?
So gross.
It is. He is so good. This card is I can't stress enough. Created by Will K, one of our community members, actually. Yeah, Will created it.
No, I know,
What?
I know, but imagine Bazin with the Inferno Crawler.
Yeah. Yeah, because he can summon it on the angle, and then you put that dash off. So Mack Attack's talking about the Inferno Crawler, which we had talked earlier. So yeah, Bazin has access to it.
You passed it.
I did pass it. Yeah,
was
it's right there. Yeah. So the Inferno Crawler, right there. This guy that has the double dash, right? So if he's summoned on the angle,
you just like scurry up.
yeah, he can dash twice and then move twice, right? So he's even closer, right? Like pretty much
You're
going
getting
straight across the board, or the arena, as we say. And then he also has the ability to rotate at that point and throw his attack off, right? So yeah, these 2 cards for Chaos, absolutely great, right? Love them. I personally, I think Emergent Worm is going to see a lot more play and more focused on than the Inferno Crawler, just because of the cost. So Inferno being 22, this one, look at his cost.
11.
He is an 11. He only costs 11 aura to play him, right? And it's at a swift speed to beckon. Crazy good. And it's only 6 chi at that too, right? So something along those lines of powerfulness. Generally, you would imagine it being at a higher chi level.
And he hits right away.
Yeah, he does. He has that triggered effect of the range fire attack for 3 damage as soon as he comes into play. Which is the average damage. You can more or less eliminate smaller summons that are becoming a nuisance in your way or whatnot. Just get rid of them, or hitting a champion right away for 3 damage. It's blowing my mind at how good those 2 cards are, right, in general. So, but yeah, we didn't really get to focus too much on it from the previous stream. So I wanted to touch base on Emergent. Really want to watch for this card. I have plans of building. I haven't actually used it. I know my son has, Cam. He's really enjoying how this card works. And but I like, you figure either Bazin, Satir as the summoner, right? Because he gets to look at the top card. If it's a summon, he can beckon it right away.
Yeah.
Right? So with that ability, swift back in, and when it enters, does the damage, go to next round, and then you use them again right away, right? Like super good cards. Like Chaos got some really up push for their summons from Origins, right? Anyway, Thymos. Let's talk about some Thymos. Yes.
Yay.
So excited. I love Thymos.
Hello.
What do we got first?
I've moved closer.
Okay.
We have Mute Monkey. Not the name, but I don't know how to pronounce that second word.
Yes.
So we're not gonna try. But it's Mute.
It's Mute.
Ah! Got it.
Okay. What's he do?
It's got
summon.
4 health, 1 forward awareness. He's 6 chi, which is pretty good. Action beckon for 16 aura. He's got the swift earth attack of 4, which exerts him. And then the continuous indirect immunity.
Indirect immunity. Yeah.
Prevent all damage to Mute Monkey by enemy abilities that do not target it.
Yes. So
Stop.
can't be hit by anything that doesn't target him.
He says no.
Yeah, he says no.
Even though he can't
He's
talk.
the no monkey.
He can't talk though.
He's mute, right?
He
He's
does
mute.
not know.
So stuff like tsunami, electric storms, bolt shots can't hit him, right? Can't be destroyed by those. However, regular attack abilities can hit him, right? But he can't be wiped out by area damage or indirect damage.
So
right?
like an attack like that could hit him.
a regular basic attack or any like elemental attack, like his own kind of thing, whether it's earth, electric, whatever. But the attack has to target, right? So in most general attacks, you have to target something. So he cannot be targeted. More or less like when we were talking about parry. Parry cannot be targeted, right?
Yeah.
Because of the tininess, but almost the same thing, right? Except the opposite. It's reversed, right? So he can't receive damage from stuff that doesn't target him, right? Yeah, super good. 6G, definitely reasonable. Cost 16, a little high. I would have expected it to be maybe around 14 or so, but I mean that indirect immunity, he's going to last a lot longer in the arena while you're fighting, kind of thing. I don't know if you're going to be able to swarm a lot of him, right? At 6G, you're probably going to be able to get a lot into your timeline. However, the cost on it, 16 aura, bringing it out into the arena, you're going to really, really have to watch your resources on the aura. You're not going to want to bring in like,
Yeah.
8 to 10 of them at the time, right? So, but he's definitely going to be a good support for Thymos. Hey, Jason, thanks for joining us. Welcome back. Next one.
Nausea Cobra.
Nausea Cobra.
He spit acid.
Yes, he does.
Goofy stuff. Gross.
Go.
So, 5 health. The 2 forward awareness. 7 chi. I almost said double chi. Haha. 7 chi. The action beckon for 16 aura. Just like the monkey.
Yep.
The swift cast exerts them. Nausea Cobra deals 4 earth damage to a target in its awareness. And then the trigger cast, if Nausea Cobra deals damage to a champion, then abilities played by that champion are increased by 3. That is disgusting.
Right?
It's increased by 3 energy
it's
this
increased
round.
by 3. Yeah.
Gross.
So let me see him for a second.
3 energy.
Yeah.
I had him on my list.
5 health, right? So it's above average kind of thing. He's going to last a lot longer. 16 aura, worth it for his ability in the 7 chi, totally balanced card kind of thing. But cast, he has a cast, not an attack ability. So he does target on the cast 4 earth damage. So Earth Pillar would definitely assist him. Dealing damage to a champion, then abilities played by that champion are increased by 3 energy till the end of round. So it's like you're gaining that fatigue once again, like we were talking about earlier. I think we're going to be saying that 100 times now. Fatigue is going to be a thing. I'm noticing more and more of it. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, well, will fatigue timelines come forward more? Are we going to see more? How effective are these fatigue decks going to work?" Right. So, which we stated a long time ago about how badly Nubia is most likely going to drop out of the meta just due to the fatigue threat. Right. So it's got to be played. I'm working on it. I haven't actually played it yet. This is definitely one of the summons that I'm going to want to put into that fatigue timeline. Then it would be all abilities, right? So it doesn't matter what ability they're playing, right? They're going to be having to spend that extra 3 energy. And again, it's like there's the choice, your opponent's choice. Do they want to spend the energy, or do they want to just exert, go to next round so that they no longer have that effect on them? However, if they do that, then what happens? They're not doing anything for the round. They're not, shooting off spells, doing any kind of attacks or whatnot, because they're afraid of wasting the resource, right, off of the timeline. Yeah, super, super good card. Double forward awareness. However, there's no ranged field to this card because it doesn't say it's a ranged, because they can't put the attack because it's a cast, but it does target, but it does have that double forward awareness, so it still gives that feeling of a range
to a target.
Yeah, as I said, it does target, right? So
just one.
But yeah, it's definitely a super, super great summon for Thymos.
I'm never gonna be able to unsee it.
What?
Those look like legs.
They look like legs.
They look like legs.
I don't see it.
He looks like he's got little leggies. It's so funny.
Oh, that's just like on a cobra. It has the.
I know, but it looks like legs.
Oh, okay. Mack Attack says his little fins things there look
They
like
look
legs,
like little
but,
arms.
or
Just
arms.
not the orange, just the lines.
Yeah, the lines
Yeah.
coming out of them. Yeah,
Still great artwork.
it is amazing. Yeah, Dom.
It's Damian.
Samion's artwork. Yeah, it's amazing.
Sorry, Damian. It's really, really good. They look like legs, though. Hello.
Gary120. Okay, thank you.
Oh, yeah, your Geo's down. Upstairs.
Yeah, Geo is down. I don't know what's going on.
You tried again, did you?
I did before we.
So, how'd you get the parents?
What's that?
How'd you get the parents?
I just dice roll. We're doing it by hand.
Oh, okay.
Gary120. He said, "Okay, perfect. We got it."
Alrighty.
So yeah, next one.
Yay.
By no surprise.
Soup.
Soup.
Hearty soup.
The hearty soup. Good soup.
Good soup. Yeah.
Good soup. Everybody's loving this card.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to spoil the art before the card was created, kind of thing. It's our actual promo for one side of the coin. Yeah, this card is going to see massive amount of play. Read it off. What's it do?
I told Dad I was going to get this tattooed on me because I think soup is good. Yeah, it's funny.
2-0 for Ian. Thank you. Keep going.
Okay, so it's got the 1 forward awareness, 3 chi, the action cure 1 for 2 energy.
Mhm.
You or target champion or summon in Hardy Soup's awareness gains 1 health. And the trigger Hardy 1 says if a champion gains 1 health from Hardy Soup, then the next energy cost they play is reduced by 1.
Yes. Yeah. So it gives a Thymos champion the ability to reduce an energy cost, right? So plus you gain the 1 life, or you can have a summon in your awareness gain the 1 life. Having that extra energy reduction is a need for, right? Especially with what Origins is bringing to the table, right? 3 chi, like it's a 3 chi balance. We haven't seen a 3 chi balance as amazing as this one since Kabus, right? So Kabus for Axon, however, Thymos never really had something that was really, really super efficient in the 3 chi slot. It was the answer. This is the answer, I should say, more or less. Giving the cure plus the energy reduction on top of it for the cost of 2. You can actually bounce 1 off of the other. If you wanted to gain additional life, you're reducing the actual cost of the Hearty Soup by 1 if your champion doesn't already have an energy reduction. So you got to take a look at all those champions that in Thymos that have an energy reduction already. Fong, being one of them, has a 2 energy reduction already. She gets to play these for free. Like, what's better than playing cards for free? There's no cost. You're not using resources. You're gaining life, right? And you're reducing energy costs for something in the future, right? It doesn't stop at the end of the round, which is what I didn't really realize at first until actually playing with this card or facing against this card. So if a champion gains life from Hearty Soup, then the next energy cost they pay is reduced by 1, period. It doesn't fizzle at the end of the round. It would continue. So it doesn't matter if you're playing it the next round or the round after.
It's
just whenever you play the next energy cost, it's reduced by 1. So it can continue, which makes it even more amazing, right? Because if you're not holding anything at the time, you put this, you have it on the reserve, right? You draw your card. Oh, geez, I got a rain of arrows in hand, right? Boom. Now your rain of arrows is actually reduced by 1, and with plus whatever other energy reduction that you have. Super amazing card. Like, yeah. Soup. So, yeah. You're going to see a lot of this and probably dozens and dozens of Thymos timelines. Really, really expect it to see it being utilized, right? So. Honorable.
It's just there, and the honorables are all at the back.
Yeah, we're gonna do this one.
That one?
Yeah, say
This
that
one?
one for last. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, this one too as well was determined a lot by the community members, right? Because of a card that I created. So, go.
You can create this one.
I didn't create this one, but a card that I did create to go with this. So it's a combo. Go.
Earthmane Lion.
The Earthmane Lion. So I remember Jeff Bazito got to spoil this card when it came out. What's up, guys? Watching from the States. Thanks for giving us noobs some insight on cards. Shoot, got lots to learn. Yeah, if you're new getting into the game, yeah, definitely you want to tune into our channel. We try to talk and give a lot of information about the cards, right, and the gameplay. Go ahead. What's this do?
So it has 2 life, 1 forward awareness. It's a 4-chi card.
Mhm.
The action beckon exerts you, and you pay 5 aura. We know how beckon works. The trigger blitz.
We didn't.
What?
We don't know how Beckon works.
Did I say that?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh no,
I'm not sure.
I think
I think you said we don't know how Beckon works.
Let's restart this. 2 health, 1 forward awareness,
Nice.
4 chi. Action beckon, it exerts you when you pay 5 aura. We know how beckon works there. I got that right that time.
There you go.
The trigger blitz, when Earthmane Lion enters the arena, remove all exert tokens from it. Swift earth attack of 3.
There's the key thing right there. There's the key thing right there.
The earth attack of 3?
Earth attack at 3. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say
At swift speed though. It's that swift speed. So for blitz is really good, right? So what do we have so far for blitz outside of the big beefy ones, such as we got Baruch, Ajna Tiger, right?
Formosan. No.
Formosan doesn't have blitz.
Has that attack that happens right
Yeah, that's a triggered ability.
Yeah,
I'm talking about just blitz alone, right?
Gorilla, or like the monkey. We have
Galata Baboon.
We now have other things.
Okay, so basically blitz just takes the exert token off them when they enter the arena so that you can utilize them right away. You don't have to wait till the next round. So the combination between now you see it. So what we've been seeing is the use of this card with the card that I created, the Necrolich, right? So basically, because it's only a 4-chi, right? It can be brought back from your memories. Boom, slammed on. Blitz goes off because it's re-entered or it's entering the arena. The blitz token comes off, and you can use them right away, right? So, whereas before, a lot of the 5-chi or less cards to be brought back, right? We were utilizing stuff like a limb or whatnot. However, they don't have any kind of, well, the limb has the draw power. Very techy to play. We're going to see how it works. He has a lot more benefit. He has more benefit to being utilized with Necro, just because of that, right? So I think it's going to be seen in a lot of Necro decks or Swarm decks or whatnot. 3 damage. He's a 2/3. He might get taken out right away, but to be able to utilize that blitz right off the bat, it's going to be really good. So, yeah, new blitz for Thymos. Obviously, the Thymos has I think all of the blitz at the moment. So, yeah, definitely a good expansion to any blitz deck. If you're playing blitz, you're definitely going to want to be putting this into your timeline. So we got one more for Thymos, another one of my favorites. And he is big. What do we got?
Gargantuan rabbit.
Gargantuan rabbit. Yeah.
Yeah, big money.
Yeah. So I've already built timeline on this thing. I've played against the timeline that's built on this thing. This thing is devastating. Go.
It's got 7 health, 1 forward awareness. 8 chi. The attack beckon of 22.
Yeah.
About that one too. We know how beckon works. Swift earth attack of 5. That exerts you. And the trigger fatigue of 6.
That's nuts.
If a champion is dealt damage by Gargantuan Rabbit's earth attack, then they pay 6 energy.
6. Yeah.
6.
So the first timeline that I faced against, they were using this, teamed up with another card that everybody has a love-hate relationship with, more or less, Stone Protector. The Stone Protector of Night. Getting this thing onto a stone, that ability to teleport across, you're hitting for 5 damage, fatigue of 6, right? Insane. Absolutely insane. Fatigue of 6. Now, looking at how fatigue works, you have to mill 6 off the top of your timeline. You're only playing with a 50 card deck, right? You get hit by a couple of these, there's 12 cards gone. You get hit a third time, there's 18 cards gone. Next thing you know, you have no cards left, right?
Yeah.
In your timeline, as soon as you draw that last card, you lose. Fatigue, is it going to be a thing? I believe so.
It is disgusting.
It is gross, right?
That is going to be the main thing that
and he's going to be, sorry?
That'll be the main thing that people lose to now, is most likely fatigue.
You think so?
Because of how big it is now and how much people.
There's so much of it in Origins, right? There's so many abilities to.
And that's what I mean, and I think that's why people are going to lose to it the most now, is because people are just fatigued.
Yeah.
And again, it is so easy to hit with a creature now. It's like
there is a lot of evasion. You got to look back. So like you look at Axon that has the ability to warp now, right? You're moving all over the place, right? So the ability to get out of these attacks is still there, right? Like, or you got stuff like Chrono Walker and whatnot, right? So this wouldn't kill a Chrono on the 5 damage, but if you're able to get rid of that Chrono prior to the actual trigger going off, then you could probably still get the hit and the fatigue to go through, right? Mm-hmm. So it all depends on how you play the timeline, right? How you play the deck, what you're up against, and what's in your hand at any given time. We all know that when it comes to Genesis. However, fatigue, I think this is going to be one of the biggest backbones around the fatigue decks because of the amount of fatigue that this thing does. There's one other card it didn't make our list. However, I think it's because of the cost on it. And it would be a little bit techy, and it has to be played by the champion. So it'd be more or less of a combo. You got to be up close, and that's Headlock. Headlock does 8 fatigue. So if you're on a stone, your champion's on a stone, you got this rabbit on a stone, it takes a bit of time to set it up, but if you can pull it off, you got a rabbit hitting from one side, your champion hitting with a headlock from the other side. There you got 6 and 8. That's 14 fatigue right off the bat. That's devastating to a timeline, right? And it's like just boom, wheels them down really, really close. And then what's going to happen after that? You're probably going to get hit with more other stuff that does fatigue. There's Jalarian cards that do fatigue, and other, like there's some fatigue in other affiliations. Really watch this to be used in Kato or Korean decks. I'd say more Kato than anything because of his ability to move stuff around. You want what's that? Axon Thymos as well. Blue-red.
Really?
Yeah. She's the one that can readjust her awareness. So she discards a card and she gains that awareness.
Yeah.
And if it's a summon, she gains the summon's ability. Did the light bulb just click? Like, seriously. Yeah. So she discards one of these, she gains this ability, right? However, what else is in Thymos? You got Rain of Arrows. Look at the awareness of Rain of Arrows. Right, so if she gains the awareness of Rain of Arrows, Volley of Arrows. Yes, Volley of Arrows.
Oh, sorry, no. I actually thought you meant Rain of Arrows, but no. And then I clicked. I was like, oh my god, Volley of Arrows.
I actually had meant to say Volley of Arrows. So it's that you move up one, and then you have that T.
Yeah.
It's a new awareness. It's a new awareness that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, because we haven't seen a 4.
Yeah, so
thing yet. We've only seen.
She gains this ability, gains Volley of Arrows awareness. She can actually fatigue from a distance, right? And not really have to worry about it, right? So, yeah, it's...
Oh, my God.
Absolutely insane on how fatigue can work and the combinations that can be played with it, right? So, Gargantuan Rabbit. Another one of our promos is actually the Heads or Tails gaming promo, right? So, which we've actually started fleshing into the community.
It's a different artwork.
It is a different artwork, yeah. Actually, Damian did do the other work. I do have one accessible. I can get it out. Because this bunny looks awesome. We always have to give credit to this thing.
Yay!
Yeah, there it is. Just other promos. In the hearty soup. Soup.
Soupy. Soup. I need a poster of Soupy.
Yeah, could be done. Probably. So yeah, where did it go?
Right there.
No, but the promo. Oh, I put it back in the box. Sorry. Anyway, you want to get one of those heads or tails gargantuan rabbit promos? Come and participate in one of our events, or buy a box of Origins. Right. So you buy a box of Origins, you get one of our promos, or you come and participate. You could potentially win one. Right. So yeah, definitely want to partake in the community. Right. What do we got left? We have one affiliation left, right? Before we get to some honorable mentions. Phage, the new one. Phage.
Oh my god, I thought you were like flipping off the camera. I was like, Dad,
I'm
that's
not
so
flipping
mean.
off the camera. There's Phage right there. Sure.
If you were to flip off the camera, you'd be giving an axon.
Giving him the axon. That's funny. Anyway, not really. Phage. So, a long time ago, before it came out, before Phage came out, I wasn't as excited, right? I was very leery about Phage.
You looked down on it.
Yeah. I didn't really look down on it. You don't really look down on anything. I was very skeptical, right? To see how Phage was going to interact in the game.
I feel like there were
with the other affiliations.
There are 3 different kinds of people in the Genesis community when it comes to Phage.
Here we go.
There's people like me who were very, very excited about it. There were people like Dad that were skeptical about it.
Yeah.
And there were other people that thought I wasn't going to make it.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. There are 3 different kinds of people.
Yeah.
I was excited because bugs.
Okay. We're going to time for a sec. Will, results. How'd you do?
I lost.
Okay. I'll be back.
Wait, you did what?
You lost.
Yeah, you just playing against the little one.
I lost.
Okay, what was your result? What was the results?
For me?
Yeah.
0-2 for Evan.
2-0 for him? Yeah.
I got left on stream by myself. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, just telling that jokes.
Yan won 2-0, right?
I don't have a dad joke right now.
Okay, McKinney are still playing. Blake and Sid are still playing. Ruben and Gary, sorry, Ruben, you said Gary won 2-0? We still have 2 more matches, sorry. Okay, I'm back. I'm coming. Here we go. Yay! All right. Yes, back to Phage.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was skeptical, right? Wasn't giving up on it. Wasn't, saying, Phage is not going to be, good or anything of that nature. But I was skeptical about it. I was more excited, and I was doing a lot of focus on the Axon Thymos combination, right? So, which we hadn't seen at that point either, right? So, moving forward, now that Phage is here, we got a comment. Oh dang! Once at.
Can I buy my Origins through an online store or through the?
Not yet. We don't have our sealed product. The online store is up and running. However, the sealed product is not on there. If you want, you can reach out to me via my email, which we're gonna state at the back.
Bro, that's hard to sell.
Yeah. Thank you, Arthur. Yeah, it was. I've been wanting to get it for so long.
It was so funny trying to stream with him doing it because at one point he smacked my leg.
Well, when they hit the top close to the knuckles, it was it was a little tender, but I'm kind of used to it. I mean, obviously, like doing these ones I actually did these ones myself, right? Which was like, they hurt. Yeah,
I watched him do it too. He was in pain.
The pain was worth it though, right? It's like this because of it. But anyway, Phage. Now that we've seen Phage, like my mind is blown, right? So many good cards. The only issue so far that I'm having with Phage is which champion is best suited for a meta Phage deck, right? So breaking it down, you have to look at your your resources, your aura cost, if they have energy reduction, what their life is at, right?
Yeah.
It are three, and what their abilities are, right? So those are the four main things you got to look at a champion, more or less, to determine how well it's going to survive in the meta game, in my opinion, right? So, but anyway, Phage is bringing so much to this game. So we're going to go through the top 6 Phage cards. I couldn't break it down to 5 because it was a really difficult. And yeah, without further ado, start with the first one.
Worth it though.
Yeah, definitely worth it. I know some people are kind of fighting on me too for a couple of these cards, but we're going to get into it more. First Phage card, let's go. Clone.
Okay, now I have a question.
Yes.
Which one's the clone?
Maybe they both are, and the original is underneath. I don't know. Haha, made you look.
Thanks. But which one would be the clone?
I don't know. It's just a clone. You got a pair of them.
He seems to be peeling off, so maybe he's the clone there, and that's the real one. Anyway.
Okay.
So.
Yes, go.
Oh, I gotta read that bottom too. Okay.
Yeah.
So clone. It's a 6 cheat card. Action. Cast. 1 health and 12 aura. The next time you beckon a summon with 6 chi or less this round, that summon gains replicate. When this summon enters the arena from your thoughts, you take a copy of this summon from your subconscious, place it on a spot adjacent to the summon facing the same direction as it, then exert it.
Yes.
So you take summon 6 chi or less, you place on board, and then you
copy it.
And
yes.
Then you put it next to
you're
it.
bringing in 2 summons for the price of 1. Technically, you do have to spend the cost of clone, which is one health and 12 aura. 6 chi or less. So many good 6 chi cards in the game, right? So just to name a few, like the ones that we had already discussed, like this guy, right? 6 chi. So you're running Thymos Phage, right? You can duplicate this sucker. Can't be wiped out by AoE. However, I got to tell a story. So my son's been coming down. We've been working on some timelines. He wanted to really focus on Phage. He originally started with Sarah. However, I kind of convinced him to go with Alta because Alta has a better health, a little bit less on the aura side, but we took all the beefy chaos summons out of the Sarah timeline, switched over to Alta, and we upped another summon, which I need you to show right now. This thing.
Winged Elate.
The Winged Elate. Okay. By the end of the battle, there was literally 2 empty spots. 2 on the entire arena. The 5x6 grid, 2 empty spots.
I wonder, is he playing that deck
because
now?
of the yeah, he is. He's actually playing it right now in the tournament. So this thing, I'm gonna get you to read it off because they probably can't see that. Read it off.
This is the deck I was telling you
Yeah.
about earlier. 4 health, 1 forward awareness,
Yep.
6 chi, action beckon for 18 aura, swift electric attack of 3 that exerts him, continuous flight. We all know what flight does.
Nice. Good for you, bud. That's awesome.
Trigger conjure Vayuda.
Yeah, Conjure Vayuda.
Yeah, that one. At
Yep.
the beginning of Winged Elate's turn, place a Vayuda from your subconscious adjacent to Winged Elate, facing the same direction as Winged Elate, then exert it.
Yeah. Right? Okay, so with the clone,
Clone it.
you clone this sucker because it is only a 6 chi, right? You clone this, you have 2 of these.
Wait.
The start of their next turn, you now have 2 more. You have 2 of the Vayudas. What are you laughing about with the away? Well, it was the same thing with the Necro. The whole thing when we were spoiled the
Clone, Necro, away.
yeah, and then you drop the Necro again,
Drop
and
the
then
Necro
you
again. It's a
have another.
cycle.
It's a cycle, right? So, but however, just looking at the Phage side of it, the Winged Elate that creates another Vayuda right at the beginning of its turn. This thing can fly. So basically, I had no way of dealing with it because I stayed on the back row, which I probably shouldn't have, or I moved up one or whatnot. He actually stayed on the back row. He drops 2 of these down. He then next round he plays a clone, drops another one of these. Next thing you know, like boom,
Vayutas
he's
are
moving.
everywhere.
He's moving those Vayutas up, right? And he kept his elates back.
Didn't he beat you 2-0?
Yeah, he beat me with his deck. Right? There was just no way I could get out of it. This timeline swarmed so fast, and it was so effective. The fact that these have flight, they're doing 3 damage, 4 health, hard to deal with for the most part, right? And if you have multiples on them, like this boom, just multiplies like crazy. He never played the Vayuta Swarm, which is an actual spell.
1.
Piece $3. You can just leave it on the till. That's fine. Thanks, Trin. Yeah, so he didn't actually utilize the Vayuta Swarm at first in the timeline. We didn't really think about it, but you throw that in, you create 5 more ants within the awareness, right? With using that card, absolutely insane. Now, people may think at first it's like, well, the Vayuta, it's a 1/1. It does 1 damage, has 1 health, easy to wipe out, but unless you're killing these right away, you got to get rid of them because they're going to multiply so fast. And if they're using the Vayuta Swarm on top of it, it's going to make it 10 times worse, right? And especially if they spread out. They lock you in. You can't get anywhere unless you have flight yourself, right? Which is limited to mostly Bellum champions. You're going to be stuck, right? And you're dealing with all these attacks coming in left, right, and center, whether they're doing 1 damage or if you're getting hit by these, you're taking 3 damage on top of it. May not be a lot at first, but it adds up over time, right? So absolutely brutal timeline that I faced, right?
He thought of it. He came up with it all and then had a bit.
Well,
of
he
help
just
with
started playing it, right? We as I said, we did that transition, right? Even on the Axon side, because we only switched over to Axon because of Ulta's energy. She had, her aura. Thank you. She has a higher aura, she had the higher aura but better health. Sarah's only got 18 health. So it's a little bit risky to play it.
Yeah.
So if they come off strong right away, right? Say they're playing the blood stack, or they're playing say Inferno Crawler, where it can get up really quick, doing a lot of damage, could really hurt Sarah. So we looked at it. We actually transitioned the timeline over to Ulta for Axon. However, there's not much Axon in the timeline. He's literally using I think 2 Kabus and 2 of something else. I forget what it was, but yeah, not a lot. It's mostly Phage, right? And brutal, absolutely insane. So yeah, definitely keep an eye, especially on clone. Doesn't necessarily have to be utilized. Okay. Doesn't. I'll grab it. Who won it? He won 2-0. Okay. Kind of figured that. I think they're letting them win. Clone, yeah. So it doesn't necessarily have to be used just straight on Phage, but you combine it with some of the other affiliations. You're dropping an extra summon, especially if it's a summon that's got an effect when it enters into the battlefield, right? So, like we were mentioning earlier, Formosan Gorilla is another one, right? Less than 6 chi when it enters, does 2 damage within its awareness, 2 forward awareness, right? You're cloning. First one, boom. Hits for 2. The next one that comes in, it's hitting for 2. They have 2 summons lined up. Boom, boom. We're doing double damage right there. Absolutely amazing card for Phage. Clone. And you want to swarm, use the bees. Okay, hang on. Give me.
And he left me alone again.
Actually, Cam and Kenny must be struggling against Cam's bug deck.
They're still flying over there?
Yep. They're still going. Okay. Next phage card. Here we go.
Electrical Storm.
Electrical Storm. Hey, shocker. Not really. Shocker. Yeah.
Literally. See?
Literally.
Yeah.
Wow.
You do yourself that one.
Okay. Walked right into it.
Yeah, you did.
Go.
Got the 6 awareness.
Yep. Tsunami is awareness.
Yep. 6 chi. The Swift Cast for 16 aura. You deal 3 electric damage to everything without aerial and Electric Storm's awareness, and you deal 6 electric damage to everything with aerial and Electric Storm's awareness. My Nubia deck is not surviving this.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about this card before in the past. How super good this card is going to be. Definitely outweighs the Tsunami, I believe. For Axon, that was a huge fan favorite. This is Tsunami plus, right? Like Tsunami 10 times higher waves kind of thing, right? But it's coming from the air. You're getting hit with lightning. That's 6 damage towards anything that has aerial, stops, angels, like we had talked before, right? Anything that has aerial that can't be hit unless it's by a ranged attack, that are very difficult. This is going to wipe them right out 100%. However, it's still doing that 3 damage to everything else that doesn't, just like the Tsunami does. Yeah. Lower cost than a Tsunami. Tsunami's 18. This is a 16. However, it's 1 chi more. Whereas Tsunami's a 5. This is a 6. However, that 1 extra chi, for what it's worth it, right? You're going to be, 100%. You're going to see a lot of phage decks as a necessity to have this in your timeline. So also too, you combine it up. So if you want to play a new style of AoE, you're running Electrical Storm. So you're playing phage Axon, you're running Electrical Storms and Tsunamis on top of it, right? To get the benefits of both kind of thing. Yeah. It's stupid good. Stupid good. Yeah. Pretty self-explanatory.
Gross.
Yeah, that 2x3 grid for the awareness and massive amount of damage, right?
You're hitting no matter what.
Which is
regardless.
Yeah, you're staying back. However, it can't hit stuff like this, right? So, right there's kind of a bit of a counter to it because it has that indirect immunity. It can't be hit by anything that's not targeting it. Timelines that are running a lot of those are going to be more successful against timelines that are running a lot of these, right? So there's your balance kind of thing as far as how timelines are going to work, right? Mm-hmm. Is that the last phage? Save him for last. Okay, yeah. Next one, I got a little bit of slack on this one. My choice on this card. I think this is super good. However, some of the community members and whatnot when talking about it and discussing how it works, I've actually played it. I've had this card used against me, even though I played it. We're going to get into a story about that. It was really funny. I was not expecting it, but
I heard this story and thought it was hilarious.
We're going to break it down. So go. Here's the card. What is it?
Spore Cloud.
Spore Cloud.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go report this. You keep going.
Yeah. 2 health, 4 chi, Swift Trap for 5 energy. Play Spore Cloud on an unoccupied. Wait. Restarting. 2 health, 4 chi, a Swift Trap for 5.
How'd you guys do?
5 energy. Play Spore Cloud on an occupied spot. And the immediate Spore Cloud. Whenever a champion or summon leaves this spot, all damage dealt by them is prevented this round. Yay. Whenever a champion or summon leaves the Spore Cloud, all damage dealt by them is prevented.
J2 or the board.
Oh, I get it.
Welcome to J-Lara.
If you're placed on this and you leave it, you can't hit anything. That's gross.
No, you can't.
5 energy, decent for what it does, though. 4 chi, that's easy to balance. Math doesn't work. Dancing Cloud.
Okay, round 2. Gary, you're facing Blake. Dan, you're facing Cam. Hunter, you're facing Kenny. Ruben, you're facing Jordan. And Sid, you're facing Will.
This plus my 30 credits.
Can't use credit on the box.
I told you that before. That's like
You gotta take your cards, man.
I'm hurting you.
I read it and it gave my
Okay.
opinion. I said it's gross.
You said it's gross.
Yeah.
Why is it gross?
Because when you leave it, wait, hang on. Yeah, when you leave the spot, all damage dealt by the thing that leaves is prevented.
Yes. Okay, so it stops your opponent from actually doing any damage, right? So they can't play any spells or whatnot because there's no point in playing it. You spend the cost, but no damage is dealt, right? So the argument that I got back about this card is like, again, when we were talking about, say, like Tar Pit, right? So basically, if you get this put on you, all you do is you walk off it, exert, right? And then you go to the next round, right? Still stops your opponent from doing anything for a round, right? Which can be very, very beneficial, right? No
Mhm.
matter how you look at it, stopping an opponent from hitting you with a bull shot or throwing out that tsunami or whatever, right? Because they're going to second guess it, can't do the damage from it, boom, right? Saves you a round, go to the next round, you gain a bit of an advantage from it. Be careful utilizing this card. Okay, so here's the scenario. I was actually facing Sid from our community. He was playing Kato. I had one of these down on him. He got off it, did that whole thing, right? Just exerted. He stayed there. I was moving in close to do some damage to him. What does he do? He uses Kato's ability of being able to take a target in his awareness and place it anywhere around him. He was standing right next to the Spore Cloud. Guess where I ended up? He put me right on the Spore Cloud, right? So he had summons already out that are hitting me, right? Every time I try to get off the Spore Cloud, of course, I can't do any damage at that point, right? I'm trying to put down some summons. He's taking care of them with one of two of his summons. What does he do? He turns Kato or gets Kato into the awareness. Boom. I'm right back on it again. Like, literally could not get away from it because of Kato, right? Absolutely craziness. Like, I was dumbfounded. It's like, what just happened? What just happened, right? Like, I literally threw the game. I'm like, nope, can't do anything, right?
Yeah.
Literally could not do anything, right?
You'd
So you
basically be held there until you were dead.
Yeah, like, even if I moved 2, he would move, into the position because it's Kato's abilities at swift speed. He can use it, doesn't exert him either, right? He can use it as many times as long as he has the resources to do it. It was so funny, right? As I said, blew my mind. So you got to be careful when using the traps. They can be used against you in the arena. You want to stay away from your own traps. However,
yeah, right. You place it and you
on
end
the
up
flip
on
side,
it.
if you stay away from your own traps or don't get thrown onto your own traps, right? And they can be very, very useful. As I said, stopping your opponent from doing anything from the round. Are you okay?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm watching. I'm listening.
Oh, okay. Stopping your opponent from doing anything for a round because they just don't want to spend either the resources or, again, they can't do damage or whatnot. It's has a really, really huge effect on the game, right? So, and I've already started noticing it, utilizing these new traps, especially in the arena. But yeah, Spore Cloud, definitely a really, really good one for Phage.
Pretty artwork too.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, pretty. So colorful.
Alex is the artist, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next Phage, go.
Illusion Moth.
Yeah, I got some slack on this one too. But we'll go through this one.
1 health, 1 forward awareness, 3 chi, the swift quick beckon, 10 aura. We know how that happens.
Mhm.
Trigger, decoy, summon.
Yeah.
When Illusion Moth enters the arena, switches spots with target summon in its awareness. Everything targeting that summon is now targeting Illusion Moth. You use it on.
It's decoy for a summon. It's basically decoy for a summon.
But you want to use it on yourself.
No, because it's a summon. It specifically says summon when illusion
for
moth.
yourself, your own summons like that. They're
Well, you can save it. You can use this defensively or offensively. I found already. So I've utilized this card a lot already. So your summon's under attack. You're in the position to be able to summon this. Boom, right beside you. The other summon's in front. They switch. Now this thing's getting hit. Right, instead of yours. Right. So, or in an offensive manner, you want to put a summon into a position where you're going to be able to hit it. Yeah, you use the illusion moth. Boom. And they switch spots regardless of the condition on it, whatnot, which is everything targeting that summon is now targeting the moth. Doesn't matter really. I think that's at the point when illusion moth enters the arena, switches spots and with target summon in its awareness. So you don't want to put the target, or sorry, the attack on the moth. Someone is now targeting the illusion moth. Well, maybe I've never really used it in that sense yet, but maybe because now everything that hits that is going to hit. You're going to kill your own moth instead, but at least you're getting him into a position where you're going to be able to hit them, right? So definitely a really good card. Very technical, I think, in a sense, because you got to be careful where your position is when you're bringing it in, and it has to be in the moth's awareness in order to do that decoy trigger, right? So 10 aura, decent. I mean, it's 10 aura, it's okay. The fact that it's a 3 chi, right? To get a decoy for a 3 chi is super good, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah. Especially since you can use so many of them.
Yeah, you can.
Cost.
Like, you're not going to want to like massive amounts in your timeline.
But you can put a few more than just like 2.
Yeah, like I'm running probably about like 5 or 6
I was gonna say
best, depending on the style of your timeline. Especially if you're playing a lot of summons, right? That you want to hang on to, right? Because of what they do, their effects or whatnot, right? So if they're going to be getting targeted a lot, utilizing the moth to save your summons, to further their abilities, etc. Right? So definitely a really, really good card.
Yeah.
For a 3, especially for a 3 chi slot, right? Last phage card that we want to talk about that I think by far probably number 1 for sure on the phage list, hands down, as far as the entire set. Potentially this could be the number 1 card right now for Origins. I'm not going to say etched in stone on that one either, but right now, in my opinion, this thing, amazing. Go.
Wow. Millipede.
The caustic millipede. Yeah.
Cam always has fights with us saying it's a centipede. I'm like, it clearly says
millipede. We keep saying centipede. I know we call it the centipede card, but it's a millipede actually. Yeah. What's he do?
Like, they have whiskers. I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
So 6 health, 2 forward awareness.
Oh,
okay.
What?
No, there's it. 2 forward awareness. 8 chi.
Keep going.
Yep.
Okay.
Action beckon for 16 aura. A swift range electric attack of 4 that exerts it. The trigger decay brand. If anything is dealt damage by the millipede that does not have decay, then they gain decay for the rest of the game. Decay. At the end of each round, this card loses 1 life.
You're very welcome.
It's disgusting. Not the water. I meant at the millipede.
Have a great night. Take care.
You play it, you attack, and it hits both because it's a range.
Did you hit?
What?
Did you explain it all?
Yeah.
Decay.
Well, no, I didn't explain it, but like, well, I read it.
You read it.
Yeah. Decay is disgusting.
You can give champions decay.
Yeah.
Like literally, champions can now decay.
Oh my God,
Right?
forgot
We
about
never
that.
had that ability before.
Nope.
This is actually giving the opportunity to bring your champion down slowly, an additional damage per round. I played this against Iblis. Iblis having that 1 damage reduction. Decay is not canceled, right? They actually, Iblis still has to take it.
Did they explain that?
Yeah. At the end of the round, this card, because it loses 1 life. It's not doing damage. The champion actually loses 1 life. So the Iblis actually has to take that 1 damage. It's not reduced because of her attack resistance, where all damage dealt to her is reduced by 1. However, this isn't doing damage. You're actually losing the life, such as the drain. Drains can really affect Iblis. So Vampiric Kiss or Bite, she can't resist that damage being dealt to her, right? So I utilized this against Iblis, and it was very terrifying to them. The fact that once that decay got on them, it was like, oh geez. So now all that damage I'm trying to prevent is kind of useless now, because I'm slowly going to be losing life each round regardless. So the fact this thing hits for 4 damage straight off the bat, and it's at ranged double forward awareness. You can keep them back a little bit, fire that 4 damage off. If you connect, that DK goes on, and it's permanent. It's until the end of the game.
The range attack, that means you can hit both places, right?
Ranged, yeah. You choose your target within that awareness, that double forward awareness.
Oh, it only hits 1?
Yep, it's targeting.
Oh, I thought it hit both.
No, it doesn't hit both.
Never
Or else
mind.
it would say area. It would say area ranged attack.
Yeah, see, I did
But
that
it's
this
not.
morning.
It's just
too.
ranged electric attack for 4. Does the 4 damage to 1 target within the awareness.
Mhm.
You want to use these to connect with your champion or your opponent's champion to get that decay on them as quickly as you possibly can. 8 chi, right? So we're looking back at how many 8 chis can you actually fit into a timeline.
Not bad.
Right now, currently, the first timeline that I built, I'm running 10 of these suckers, right? Getting them very consistently, whether I'm getting 2 or 3 on the field, spread them out. Biggest recommendation on playing it, spread them out so that way they're not getting wiped out by AoEs, or either that they have to spread their summons out, but by the time they get them in, they're already starting to get hit, right?
Mhm.
You get the opportunity to maybe put down 1 or 2 more on top of it, then it's more or less game over. However, the decay can only happen once. Once the decay is on the champion, it doesn't stack, right? So, but still, you're getting that 4 damage, boom, right away, right?
Mhm.
4 damage can be detrimental, and then getting that 1 extra at the end of the round, every round for the rest of the game.
Mhm.
1 card that stops this. It's called Cleansing Waters for Thymos. It takes all you gain. I think it's either 2 or 3 health, and you get rid of all curses and ailments that are on your champion. Gets rid of the decay. So far, the only thing that I can figure out to actually stop the decay on a champion, but it's restricted to Thymos champions only, right? So it's gonna be interesting, right? So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how these are going to come up on top. I think they're going to be heavily played. You're going to try and want to cram as many as them in for the consistency of draw, right? In fact, it only costs 16 aura for what it does, above and beyond expectations of how good this summon is.
Mhm.
Can't stress it enough, right? I fell in love with it right away when I'd seen it, read it, and figured out what it does and how to utilize it. Yeah, it's prime. Good card. Good card. Even in Cam's Swarm deck, right, that he's playing, he actually has these in there, right?
Mhm.
You want to, like, whether it's a few of them 2 or 3 or whatever. Try to get them in there. If you happen to draw them, you get them into your hand, get it on the field in a position that it's going to be able to fire to get that decay onto your opponent's champion right away. Boom. Solid card. 100% solid card.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Especially that decay for like against the champions.
The champions. It also gives summon. So if it connects with a summon, now the summon has decay. So if the 4 damage doesn't kill it, and if because they're like 5 or higher, at the end of the round, they have the decay on them. 5, boom, they're dead right by the end of the round. So you're not really having to worry about it.
Or if they have more, they're dead in a few rounds.
In a couple of rounds, or you're just hitting again for the 4 damage to finish them off on the next round. Yeah. So having that, being able to give that decay. Let's take a look at past decays. A lot of summons had the decay built on them already because of what they did or whatever, right? So it's like every round that summon itself did not see a lot of play, right? So with those summons not being used as much, it's like, well, why bring it out as summon? It's going to die within a couple of turns anyways. Might be able to get a hit or 2 on it, but if it doesn't get attacked itself, right, we're getting wiped out very, very quickly. We're not seeing a lot of them used anymore, kind of thing. However, now we've got the reverse of it, where we're actually able to give the decay with a very powerful summon, and the decay can go to champions. Yeah, 100%. So we're getting close to the end, and we got to kind of speed this up a little bit because I know Mack Attack wants to, crack open some Patreon tonight that had come in. So a few honorable mentions. We're going to go through them really quick.
4 bonding tombstone.
Yes.
I didn't pick this one. You did.
Yeah, I picked it. Okay, yeah. It's another trap at the cost of 5 energy. It's a little on the high side for the cost. It is a 4 chi. Only has 1 health though. Whenever a champion leaves this spot, they discard 2 cards at random. So if we think back to Rays when we got Library's Gates, that opponent had to discard 1 card, but it was by choice, right? So your opponent got to pick one of the cards in their timeline, discard it. 99% of the time they're discarding something that they don't really want, whether it's a low 3 chi or whatnot. It's not really useful at the time to them. It's not really affecting them as much. However, multiples of them, we were finding they had to discard 2, 3, 4 cards or whatever, depending on how many Library's Gates you were using. This is a step up from the Library's Gates, right? So, however, it is easy to deal with. It only has 1 health. So if you have a little 1/1 poker nearby to get rid of this thing, would not be much of an issue. However, the discard of 2 cards at random. So now they have to spread theirs. So you get to pick 2 cards from their hand. You could be picking something that is very, very useful to them. But again, 1 health, not the greatest. 5 energy cost, a little on the high side. But still, the effects of it if you can pull it off, is going to be really good. So.
Got a little light on the top of the tombstone.
It's like a candle.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of candles up there too. Cool.
Next one, I picked these 2. I think you picked that one, so you can have that one.
Sure.
I picked the aquatic. Oh, that's bad. Aquatic Lutra.
Yep.
Now, not only is he good, but if you look at his face, he looks like Weasel from Suicide Squad, and it is very funny. And I cannot unsee it.
Is that the only reason why you picked this card?
No.
No? Okay, why?
Because mainly the art, yes.
Mainly because it looks like Weasel from the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, look at his face.
He
looks
does
like Weasel.
The face does, yeah.
It's so funny. He has 1 health, front forward aware, the 1 forward awareness, 3 chi. He has an action back into 6. Very low cost summon.
Yeah.
So they're like your little pokers. Like they're fillers. They're not bad, right?
Yeah.
And the swift cast.
It's a cast, yeah. That's I think the key point on this card, right?
And he deals 2 water damage to a target and its awareness. So yeah, small poker.
Small little poker.
Yeah, but he looks like Weasel.
For a 3 chi,
not bad.
he's a 1/2, 1 health, 2 damage.
He's a 1, 2, 3.
So, like, I can understand why she picked it. It's going to be a decent 3 chi summon for balance purposes for Axon. There was one reason why I was in agreement with this one, because if you're using the firing crock, which we had talked about when we talked about Axon, giving the water weakness, right? So these have become more efficient when something has water weakness. It's doing 2 water damage at a cast ability and not an attack ability. It's going to pump them up to doing 3 damage for a 3 chi. It's decent, right? So I had actually started exploring using Haunted Catacombs. However, starting to realize that it's going to be a failure deck, I think, for the most part in the metagame, because there are ways to prevent it. However, you get them surrounded by these in a croc, and you drop the Haunted Catacombs on top of them, right? That the same spot you're on after teleporting on them. You given the crocs giving the water branding, doing that damage, and then these are surrounding, so they can't move, and they're just going to hit for 3 damage because they've been branded with the water branding, right? You just got to watch out for stuff like Kato, because Kato is able to pick up one of them, move it. Now he has a doorway, right, to get out of the Haunted Catacombs, right? So it's not going to be the most efficient timeline. It's going to be fun to play, right? You can catch an opponent by surprise, right? As long as it's not Kato, right? So, which is, again, my whole theory of how Axon and Thymos, wow, so good, right? So yeah. And the last one, oh, I have it. Yeah. Oh, you got the last one. Yeah, you wanted to pick this one.
You had that one.
I picked Away for an honorable mention. Has a triangle awareness, 16 aura, little high, is 6 chi. However, return target summon in Away's awareness to its owner's thoughts.
We talked about the cycle for this.
The combo with Necro. Yeah, when we did spoil this card, we kind of touched base on that. However, I think for comparison purposes, right, you're looking at Rebound at a cheaper value, right? So Rebound was very expensive to play. You were able to return a target summon in the awareness to your hand or to an opponent's hand, kind of thing. But was very, very pricey. This is a cheaper version of it. But yeah, to be able to do that, so whether your opponent's up close, they drop that summon in front of you or beside you, or even if the summon does approach you from the sides or flanking you, playing Away, making them pick it up. Now they got to spend the resources once again to play it, right? So we had found out, like, we're using Rebound outside of the cost of it being so expensive, rebounding, like, say, Angel of Retribution, 25 aura to play that sucker, and then forcing your opponent to pick it up, and then they got to recast it, spending another 25 aura, right? Really brings down resources. Away is a really, really good way to do that. But we've also, but we're also discovering new combos to use it on the offensive, right? So, like with the Necro combination, right? You're dropping Necro, letting the Necro trigger go off. You're bringing something back in. Then you play Away. You pick the Necro back up. Recast the Necro if you're not holding another one in your hand.
You play the clone with it too.
If you're playing Alta, it would have to be Axon. Alta, yeah, you could also play the clone as well. And then you're just massive amounts of summons coming out at any given time, utilizing Necro, Away, and even clone, right, in those combinations.
Blue, red, wait.
What's that?
What
Axon Thymos?
No, yeah, but like
would be just the Necro only. You wouldn't have access to the clone.
No, but I know. But what are the conditions of Necro? What does it do?
So when Necro enters the battlefield, you get to take a 6 chi or less summon from your memories, which is your discard pile. It's 6 chi. No, sorry, it's 5 chi or less. 5 chi or less. My bad. It's got to be 5 chi or less from the memories. Yeah, so Scorpion would not work.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to say that would so work.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, to be able to just start swarming the board with Scorpions. Yeah, ridiculous, right? Well, I initially thought of it utilizing Formosan Gorilla, who's a 5 chi, because when he enters the battlefield, he's triggering off at 2 damage immediately, right to something in a double forward awareness, right? So, however, Bazin lacks the those good summons from Thymos because he has Chaos, right? So now we got to start taking a look at Chaos summons or 5 chi for both Axon and Chaos, right? For Bazin, because he can summon Necro on the angle, right? Necro goes off the trigger, right? However, Away would not work with that because of Away's awareness. It has that triangle awareness, right? So it has to be either adjacent or straight in front of you, right? But if you summon Necro in front of you, Necro trigger goes off, you Away Necro back, recast it somewhere else, right? Now you've got 4 summons for the price of 1 Necro in an Away. Or sorry, 2 Necros in an Away, right?
Yeah.
So it can be good, right? If you were looking to play a very fast paced summoning style timeline. Right?
Mm-hmm.
One last honorable mention. I love this card just for the comedic aspect of it. That's probably a dead giveaway, but go.
Low blow.
Low blow.
Poor Bazin.
Poor Bazin. Yeah.
He definitely messed
Yeah.
up there with Alta.
Love this card from the start, just due to that artwork and the name of the card. But yeah, fire it
Eyes are,
off.
like, popping out of his head. It was so funny.
I still laugh, right? Every time I see this card, it's so funny. I don't know why. I'm just immature, I guess. Yeah, but I find it absolutely hilarious.
He's got the 1 forward awareness, 8 chi. Low. Swift basic. Swift basic attack of 7 for 8 energy. And the trigger fatigue of 3. If a champion is dealt damage by low blow, then they pay 3 energy. You're definitely going to need to pay the hurt.
I would love to know if there's any other TCG out there that has a card depicting somebody getting kneed in the nuts, right? And calling the card low blow or something along those lines, right? Like that is amazing. I love it. Yeah. The fact that sucker costs 8 energy to play it, right? It's really high. But again, we're seeing more energy reductions, right?
Fatigue of 3 and an attack of 7.
It does do the fatigue, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it does 7 damage, right? So I mean, if you can pull it off to utilize those resources or bring that 8 energy cost down to be able to swing for 7 damage, trust me, probably might be 8 to 10 damage with that kind of hit, right? It's knocking someone down 100%. Yeah, exactly, right?
A true hit like that.
Yeah, exactly.
He'd be on the ground.
And to have the fatigue of 3 on top of it, right? So where you're milling 3 cards. It is an HE card. You're not going to be playing a lot of these, right? Especially because of its cost, right? However, put this card in your collection. Have a good laugh from time to time. If you're able to pull this card off, yeah, more power to you. It's phenomenal. It's a good card. It's a good card, and it's funny. It's fun to play. In a draft, 100%, I see this coming my way. I'm going to be grabbing it in a draft, right? Just to have that funny feeling after draft, like while you're playing after drafting the cards or whatnot. Low blow, right? You're gonna do low blow. Like you throw a low blow off, right? Yeah. So, but anyway, so there you have it. There was our breakdown. Our first breakdown of the best cards so far that we see. Mind you, there are so many other cards in the set. We're going to start to see more combinations coming out of the woodworks. How is Origins combining with J2 or like all the previous sets? J2, Welcome to J, Rays. How they're going to be combining with one another and fusing into the actual game of Genesis. It's going to be interesting. We're going to be doing more studies on things and exploring. Play the game. Play it. You got to test this stuff out, right? Like just experiment with it. Whether you win it or losing it, just have fun, experiment with the set, enjoy it for what it's worth, right? Which we are, right? Like I've lost oodles of battles already just, from exploring and trying to figure things out like I did in the past with some of the other sets, especially between Welcome to Jay and Rays. Build a timeline, play it. It didn't work so well, tear it apart, make some changes, throw this in, take that out, throw that out, right? And then play it again. Okay, working a little better, right? And back and forth kind of thing, right? Until you find something that's like decent, it's winning consistently, or at least a lot better than it was before, kind of thing. And then just have fun, right? Lots of decks to build now. 12 new champions in the set, combining with the previous 12 that we have. There's going to be a lot of deck combinations, right, going on. And you got to find out which one works the best for you.
A lot of different styles too.
Yes, a lot more styles with new mechanics such as fatigue, the modify. Right, yeah, we're gonna see how things go for the meta. We haven't really finalized anything. Running events, playing in games, just having fun, right?
And remember, everything that we talk about on the show is our opinion.
Our opinion,
You are
exactly,
allowed
yeah.
to have your own.
You're
We
entitled
always say
to
that.
your own opinion.
Yes.
Patrons.
Yay.
This is like a portion of mine, but
Yeah, I know. You got another.
yeah, but
Bit
we don't
over
have time
there.
to do them all. So, speaking of Patreon, guess what I did today? Take a guess.
Was it?
It has to do with Patreon.
You joined Jeff's.
I joined Jeff Pizzito's
Jeff
Patreon today.
Pizzito's
I told him I joined his OnlyFans.
Patreon. Yeah, that was really funny. Did he reply to you for that?
I don't think so. I don't know. I haven't had the opportunity to look yet.
Oh,
But yeah, no, I definitely joined Jeff Pizzito's. I was checking out his Patreon page. Some awesome, amazing artwork, right? We saw a picture that he did of Idris.
Oh my god, I almost fell to the floor.
Right? Did you that? If you haven't had a chance to check it out, that inked, I think it was black and white artwork of Idris. Oh my god, I fell in love. Like I was already in love with Idris to begin with. Now, mind you, when I say in love, I don't mean in that sense. Whatever, I am married, right? Sorry, Idris, but yeah, it's bad. I gotta state stuff like that, right? I mean, but yeah, no, super gorgeous and awesome job, Jeff. We love your artwork. Greatly appreciated the time and effort that you put into it. Patreon. So far, we've gotten how many of the stained glass? We have 2 so far. So the third one was for this month. That's pretty sick. Goes with the other ones, right? We have to see how they line up once we.
My
pull
second one is around here somewhere still. I swear.
You gonna show it? Yeah, you got beta. We're seeing beta cards now in Patreon.
The Cathedral of Vadhis.
Cathedral of Vadhis. Yes.
Power.
So they decided to print out all 4 wall panels, or sorry, stained glass panels from the what the heck's the name of the card now?
Oh. Is it not the Cathedrals of Vadhis?
Is it the actual? No, this is the cathedral. Maybe it is, but anyway.
Yeah, but the other one
They did 4.
Were they not?
Yeah, it's slipping my mind.
Yeah.
But in the one card, it shows the 4s, and when we're now getting all the actual cards
They're really smooth.
with the stained glasses, right? So yeah, they are smooth. Yeah, it's a different card stock than the actual game. They're nice.
Mm-hmm. The angel spoke to us through the most devout. It was their wisdom that gave us
Pardon
the
me.
tools to construct Vadhis. Stone by stone, we made the walls, the pillars, and our protectors. Story of Vadhis,
Part 3 of 4. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I like how it has that little bit of a storyline to it on the bottom of the cards. I think all the other ones had it too that we had read off.
Mm-hmm.
Super awesome card.
What was 2?
We had the River Nye,
That was the first one, was it?
and then the Angel's Embrace.
Yeah, I don't have that one.
You don't have the Angel's Embrace?
No.
Okay.
I called you and asked you if it was here.
Was it? Or did we get the Angels first and then River Nye? I forget. But anyway, we got a whole bunch of them. But yeah, that's definitely our Patreon promo this month. And we also get a little, it says, thank you for supporting your LGS by getting your Patreon shipped there. Here's a gift from us.
The Canada Day
I
Guardian.
own the LGS. But yeah, we got one of the Canada Day Guardians balance. Since Haunted Castle is Canadian based, Genesis Canadian based. It's really nice. So every year, the company has a Canada flag put onto a card as a promo. I think the first one we had was the Zambier Dragon, with the Canada flag on it, and I think that's when Sky transitioned into Zambier. You go. I'm not stopping you. You want to crack it? Crack it. I got a couple other promos.
Ooh.
Ended up getting a Pressure Point Patreon promo, and I got a beta card, Dodge. So what's that? Okay, I'll probably ask you again later, but
Ooh. Oh my god. I got Baruch and Stone Protector of Knife for my promos.
J2. So some of the guys that pick up their Patreon here, and they were opening up, we were seeing J2 packs. They were like, oh, where's the Origins, right? And it's like, well, that's right now. It's only the Kickstarter stuff, right? So maybe in the future, when the actual retail version of Origins hits, like we'll probably start to end up seeing. Speaking of, there it is, the Zamber.
And I got a Yamaraja.
Yeah. A card that people claim will never be used, right? It's like it's used. It's a decent summon, but it's not like super powerful as what we had thought. You got a Yamaraja.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. One of my faves, the Baboon. Artwork by Camilla.
I pulled the Kabas too.
Ooh, look what I got.
Yay!
Hey, I got my own card. There he is, the Necrolich. Yeah, a card that I designed. And just to confirm it, it is a 5-cheer, less not 6. Sorry. Card I designed, and I didn't even know that. Go figure. And a Mongol for my other rare. Definitely like that. Which we're probably going to be breaking down J2 again to see what's, the best cards from the original sets that can be fused in with Origins, right? So, did you open your second one?
Yeah.
You already did it?
Look at the Yamaraja and
Yamaraja. Tribal card. That was another question too, are we going to see new tribal cards? I have a prediction. We're looking into once Invasion hits, right, that we may potentially start seeing some new tribal cards, especially for Phage, right? So there's the Angel Brace. Yay, got it. Oh, look at this. Burned. I got burned too. I got a Yamaraja and the Anguish Flame. Goes to the box of balls. Right? No, you never know. But anyway, so we're gonna let you go for this evening. Thank you so much for joining us today, whether you were in on the part 1 of the stream earlier today during the process of this. We want to say thank you so much to Haunted Castle Games for giving us Genesis Battle of Champions, game we love that we stream every week about. We got people staring at us from left, right, and center over here waiting to report. So we're going to say goodnight for now. Be sure to check out www.genesisbattleofchampions.com. All the information is on their website. Learn how to play, how to get involved, like whether it's card database, the lore, everything that you need to know. Be sure to check it out. On behalf of One Side of the Coin, be sure to tune in, like and subscribe to the channel. Will we hit 209? 209. Yeah, it's going up. Really appreciate the support. Spread the word around. You want to learn more about Genesis, be sure to tune in every Thursday evening, roughly around 7 o'clock, where we're talking about this awesome game, right? So I'm Steve the Gamer, with me as always.
Mack Attack.
And on behalf of the entire Heads or Tails Gaming Genesis community, tongue-tied, 10 strong tonight playing. We posted it up on our Facebook group. Awesome turnout tonight. People coming out. We even have 2 brand new players tonight. Just got into the game. Picked up demo decks earlier this week. They're actually coming in and competing tonight and learning how to play the game. 10 and 12 years old. They start young. So definitely the next level of meta guys,
It's
right?
gonna become an
100%.
addiction.
Anyway, we got to go. Take care. We'll see you next week on One Side of the Coin. Bye.